Ever wondered what it would feel like to be a beacon of hope in a period of despair? Meet our protagonist, a resilient Black American man living in the turbulent times of the mid-19th century. His life is a fascinating blend of courage, wisdom, and a burning desire for justice. He's captivated by the ingenious workings of the Underground Railroad, a clandestine lifeline, a network of hidden routes and safe houses. This secretive system was a beacon of hope for enslaved African Americans, guiding them towards freedom in the Free States and Canada. This man, our hero, is not just a bystander, he's a dreamer, a thinker, a doer. He scrutinizes the concept of justice, contemplates its absence in his world, and dreams of a reality where it doesn't elude the grasp of his brethren. And so we delve into this riveting story. This is the tale of a man who dared to dream of justice and equality. In a world that seemed to be against him, our protagonist was a visionary. He had a plan. In the heart of the mid-19th century, a spark ignited within him. A spark that was kindled by the stories of the Underground Railroad, a network of secret routes and safe houses used by enslaved African Americans to escape into free states and Canada. He was inspired, he was moved, he was determined to create a similar system in his home state. Our protagonist was not merely a dreamer, he was a doer. He was zealous about the idea of rehabilitation, and he wanted to prepare others for the challenges that lay ahead. He envisioned a world where black men and women could own land, run businesses, and live a life of dignity and prosperity. He wanted to instill the values of patience and perseverance, the very essence of the old US Army military adage, "Hurry up and wait." Creating such a system wasn't going to be easy. The path was riddled with countless hurdles and setbacks. He was faced with opposition from every corner. But did he falter? Not for a moment. His determination was unswerving, his resolve unwavering. He knew that the road to freedom was not a straight line, but a labyrinth. And he was ready to navigate through it all. His faith in himself was his guiding light. He believed in his own capabilities, his own wisdom. He knew that he was the master of his fate, the captain of his soul. He also knew that there were things beyond his understanding, things that he could not see. But he had faith. He had faith that he was on the right path. Our protagonist was not just preparing others for their moments, he was preparing himself for his. He was gearing up to take on the world, to make a difference, to create a legacy. He was ready to face whatever came his way, ready to say, "Hurry up and wait." The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, but not for our protagonist. The journey from conception to execution was not a leisurely stroll through a park. No, it was more of a grueling marathon uphill in the scorching heat of societal resistance and the chilling winds of suspicion. Our protagonist faced challenges at every turn, but he was a man of tenacity, and he was not to be deterred. The society he lived in was steeped in traditional norms and values, resistant to change, and wary of anything that challenged the status quo. The idea of a secret network facilitating the escape of enslaved individuals was not just radical, it was dangerous. It was a threat to the societal structure, and he was the man behind it. The suspicion was palpable. It hung in the air like a dense fog, making it hard for him to breathe, to move, to continue. Yet he pressed on, driven by the burning desire for justice, for freedom. He was a man on a mission, and he would not be stopped. But it wasn't all gloom and doom. Amidst the struggle, our protagonist found solace in humor. He would laugh at the absurdity of his predicament, at the ironies of life, at his own audacity. His laughter was a shield, protecting him from the harsh realities of his struggle, keeping his spirits high and his resolve unbroken. In the darkest of times, when the weight of his endeavor threatened to crush him, he would find strength in the most unlikely of places. A joke, a funny anecdote, a witty remark. He was a man who understood the power of humor, the healing it could bring, the resilience it could instill. His journey was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, to the power of humor, and to the strength of a single man's resolve. The odds were stacked against him, the journey fraught with peril. But he remained undeterred. His spirit was unbroken, his resolve unshakable. His humor was his shield, his resilience his weapon. In the face of adversity, he found strength in humor and resilience. He was a beacon of hope in a world of despair, a symbol of resistance in a society resistant to change, and his journey was just beginning. He was a man of the soil, a man of the people. He was a man who, with his own two hands, carved a path to freedom, a path to prosperity. His journey, which started as a solitary quest, had begun to shape the very fabric of his community. This man, our protagonist, had become a beacon of hope for his fellow black landowners and businessmen. His homegrown system, inspired by the legendary Underground Railroad, became a catalyst for change, a stimulus for growth. This system, while clandestine by design, had started to bear fruits in broad daylight. Black landowners, previously struggling in isolation, began to find strength in unity. They started to use their collective power to negotiate better deals, to secure their rights, to safeguard their interests. Land, once a symbol of their servitude, had now become a testament to their resilience. The businessmen, inspired by our protagonist's tenacity, started to venture into new territories. They began to diversify their business, to expand their horizons, to dabble in luxury. And as they did, a new picture began to emerge, a picture of luxury black families. These families, dressed in their Sunday best every day of the week, were no longer an anomaly, but a norm. Their children, born into prosperity, were no longer bound by the chains of their ancestors. They were free to dream, free to aspire, free to achieve. Everywhere you looked, there was a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment. There was an air of defiance, a defiance against the norms that had once boxed them in. And at the center of it all was our protagonist, a humble farmer who dared to dream. His journey, his struggle, his triumph was creating ripples of change in his community. He was building a legacy, not just for himself, but for generations to come. His story was a testament to the power of a single man's conviction to change his world. His journey was creating ripples of change in his community. Every great journey leaves a trail. Our protagonist's journey was no different. A man of conviction, he was moved by the tales of the Underground Railroad, those secret networks of safe houses and brave souls who guided slaves to freedom in the mid-19th century. Inspired, he decided to create his own system right there in his home state. He was not just a man, but a visionary, a black American man who dared to dream at a time when the world seemed stacked against him. His dream was not just for himself, but for his people, his community. He saw the potential in the fertile farmland around him, the untapped resources and the unbroken spirits of his fellow black landowners and businessmen. With faith as his guide, he embarked on this journey not knowing the outcome but trusting in the wisdom of the scripture. John 21:6. Cast your net on the right side of the boat and you will find some. And find some he did. He found success, he found allies, he found a way to navigate through the challenges and obstacles that came his way. He found a way to make a difference. His legacy was not just in the land he cultivated or the businesses he built. It was in the lives he touched, the minds he inspired, the hearts he emboldened. He was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of perseverance. He taught his community the value of patience, of the US Army's principle of hurry up and wait. He showed them that it was never too late to seek justice, to strive for equality, to fight for their rights. Generations later, his impact is still felt. His story continues to inspire, continues to influence. It serves as a reminder of the power of one man's dream, one man's courage, one man's unwavering faith. In the grand scheme of life, he was just a man, but to his community he was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of perseverance and the enduring pursuit of justice.